السنة مثل سفينة نوح، من ركبها نجا ومن تركها غرق.
So I'm going to mention to you some of the bid'ah that are practiced on Yawm al-Jumu'ah. I've noted down 10, and it is very important for you to understand these are specifically bid'ah or heresies that people do on the day of Jumu'ah. Today is Yawm al-Jumu'ah. Yes, today is the Yawm al-Jumu'ah. The reason of mentioning these is that you do not fall into them. So from amongst the bid'ah that the people of knowledge have mentioned is not traveling on Friday. Some people, if you tell them that, if they want to travel, they say to you, no, on Friday I'm not going to travel. It's a holy day, I don't want to travel. This is a bid'ah in the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you need to travel, you should travel. There is nothing that says in the Sunnah that just because it's Friday, you should not travel. Second is sending out text messages or WhatsApp messages for Jumu'ah Mubarak. You get these messages, everybody on Yawm al-Jumu'ah is sending everybody messages as Jumu'ah Mubarak. This is something which is a bid'ah now. The Prophet ﷺ and the Sahaba Ridwanullahi alayhim ajma'een and the Salaf al-Salih did not congratulate one another on Yawm al-Jumu'ah. They didn't send messages on Jumu'ah. And obviously this is only possible now because of social media. That's why if you go back in history, before social media time, there was nobody saying Jumu'ah Mubarak to anybody. I can't remember coming to the masjid and people hugging each other and saying Jumu'ah Mubarak. I can be called for Eid, but I can't be called for Jumu'ah Mubarak. So this new bid'ah has come due to the cost of social media. Before the birth of social media, Jumu'ah Mubarak did not exist. The third bid'ah that we have is specifying 2 adhans inside the masjid. In many of the masajid we find that they give one adhan, and then immediately after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, they give another adhan. This is not from the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. On Yawm al-Jumu'ah, during the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there was only one adhan that was given, and that was the adhan that was given when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam would ascend upon the mimbar, and the muaddin would give the adhan. Also another bid'ah is praying salah specifically between the 2 adhans. You go to many of the masajid, they give one adhan, and then people stand up, and then they pray 4 rakats or 2 rakats, and then the other adhan is given. So in between these 2 adhans, they pray salawat. There is no evidence for this. On Yawm al-Jumu'ah, the sunnah is to pray until the imam ascends the mimbar. If you were to come in on Yawm al-Jumu'ah, you are allowed to pray 2 rakats, as many as you want, until the imam ascends the mimbar. There is no fixed number before Salatul Jumu'ah of how many sunnah you should pray. This is, as it has been mentioned in the narration. So this is something which is agreed upon. Also, another bid'ah that we find is raising the hands whilst the imam is making dua. So sometimes when the imam makes dua, people raise their hands with the imam. This is also a bid'ah. There is not evidence to raise your hands whilst the imam is making dua, except for al-istisqa. If the imam is making dua for the rain, then it is permissible for you to raise your hands. Now, also from amongst the bid'ah is not praying tahiyatul masjid. Some people, when the imam is giving a khutbah, they will enter the masjid and they will sit down. It is a sunnah. They think that you shouldn't pray tahiyatul masjid. It is a sunnah to pray tahiyatul masjid even if the imam is giving a khutbah. This is from the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Also from amongst the bid'ah is to say Jumu'ah taqabbal Allahu minna. After the Salatul Jumu'ah is finished, you find that people they give salam and then they greet one another. Mainly this is spread amongst many of the Arabs, not here, and they say taqabbal Allahu minna. There is no evidence to say that after you have given salam, you should say taqabbal Allahu minna. This is also considered to be from amongst the bid'ah. Also the khutbah who give khutbah, they say inna Allah ya'muru bil adli wal ihsan wa ita'i dhil qurba all the time. The people of knowledge have said that to make mudawama when the khutbah is finished by this dua is a bid'ah, because this is not established from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Also from amongst the bid'ah that we find is after Salatul Jumu'ah to make announcements on the mic. So we find that after the Salatul Jumu'ah is finished, somebody will go to the mic and somebody will say, so-and-so is sick and has requested, please make dua for so-and-so. This is from the inshad, and this is something which the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam he forbade. Just like he forbade the inshad al-dal, something which was lost, and a person wanted him to come into the masjid and make an announcement, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam prohibited. So inshad should not be done in the masjid in the masajid of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Also making congregational dua. The congregational dua that is made after the salawat, salat al-jama'ah, especially on Yawm al-Jumu'ah, this is also amongst the bid'ah. وَتِلْكَ عَشَرَةٌ كَامِلَةٌ. These are 10 bid'ahs that I have mentioned, that are spread amongst the people. Know that this is not from the guidance of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We should avoid these bid'at, these heresies, and we should adopt the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that may He guide us and keep us firm upon the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and that may He protect us all from the bid'ah, from the heresies in the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.